Hi guys, if you're a tutor, you go into your dashboard, what you see as you go in there is the questions. Right now there's only just a bunch of questions, not a lot of them. So first thing that I would like you guys to be aware of is that all these questions normally are listed from the newest questions to the oldest questions. But if you want to look at questions and you're a tutor, you probably want to see questions from the oldest to the newest. So because we want to solve like the oldest questions which have been posted to the newest, so that like we can actually have questions which were posted like before the other ones to be solved. So to do that, we click here. So when you click there, you can actually go there at the top and select only show unsolved questions. And also for display order, I'll advise you to also click oldest at top. As soon as you close this thing, the system will update. Now you only see questions that are not solved. Now, this is the oldest question. If you click on the question, you'll realize that this question has been actually reserved by me. Well, before I talk about reservation, please note that imagine that like now I go into a question and I try to actually solve a question only to find out that another tutor is solving that question. So it'll be pointless, right? So you really want to actually work on the question and you want to know if someone else is working on the question or not. So I've put this feature here where a tutor can reserve questions. So you don't have to work on the questions now, but you can reserve and say, I want to do this question. Let's assume that like I want to solve question 75. Okay. If I want to solve question 75, I click on question 75. Now it pops this. You see there, because this question wasn't reserved and no one reserved it, when you're not in the question, it shows a red dot there. So this means not reserved. Let's just go there and now click reserve question. When you reserve a question, you're not saying that like you want to solve it now. You're just saying that I reserved it for myself. Same time, it pops a solution box there. You can see text response, you can see a PDF, you can see an image, also a recording and a video. So I think it's a good thing you can leave. You can log out and come back later. But you can see now 75 is blue. The students now, when they go to question 75, they will see tutor is working on the question. Now, let's say that like also you go there and also reserve question 77. Here's a question. You can also go out. You can log out, go do whatever, and come do this later. As you can see, I reserved question 73, 75, and 77. Now, let's say that like I just decide to come and log in later and I forgot which questions I actually reserved. Now, I've put here a very important tool where you can click on this thing and see this small icons at the bottom. So the button here, when you click on it, it shows I there is actually just like a bunch of like study material, past papers, and also tools for students. And also like the star is favorites. Well, before I go to like all those, let's start like with the one like at the bottom. The one at the bottom is exactly what I want to talk about right now, which is basically the tasks. The tasks are questions that you have actually reserved yourself but haven't solved yet. As soon as you solve a question or as soon as you unreserve a question, it actually leaves there. So it don't pop up there anymore. Let's just go check what's actually happening inside there. If I click there, you see it pops number 73, 75, and 77 and shows the questions. So you can click on any question here. Let's say 75. I click on question 75. So I can go work on the question here without having to scroll and find the question again. Now from there, you can see this question basically has like a revoke reserve. Well, what if I change my mind and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this question anymore. I can revoke it. You can press that button again and it'll show a reserve question. Now, as soon as you do that, you can see 75 is red again. So this is basically like all the important tools that like a tutor can use to actually navigate around this whole thing. Secondly, let's now go to solving questions. By the way, I want to mention also that like sometimes you need to just understand maybe a question before you solve it, because once you solve it, it's permanent. So you can further go there and just comment on a specific question. Let's say, well, you want to ask or maybe just get further clarity on the question. You can just go there and say, well, can you please be more specific? Well, I can go there and just like type that just to actually make the person aware that I'm asking. Let me send the question. My response is added there. So by doing this, you can guys, you can have a small chat there and talk about the question before the question is actually answered. Now, when you know exactly what's like what this person is looking for and you are sure, you can now click on the question. You can go there and reserve the question, and you can go text. You can go send like type a text in there. You can go type a solution. You can attach an image if you want to. You can attach like a PDF if you want to. You can attach an audio if you want to, and you can attach also a video if you want to. As for the audio, unlike everything else, the audio records right inside the application. If you click on the audio, it pops up an audio recorder. If you click there, you will see that the app will actually now start recording. You can stop the recording. You can just say done. At the moment, I think I've showed like all the important things about this thing. So you can go type text. You can go maybe respond by like typing something down, or you can just like go there and record something. Okay, let's go back in and see what's happening. I logged out by mistake, by the way. Well, the dashboard is still the way it is, but I have logged in as a tutor, so I can still go there and check my tasks. They're still there. I can go there, click, and start working on my quizzes again. So this is basically how the system makes like, the students like and tutors to interact like nicely. So you never really have to, like go and browse and suffer to find something. Go there, reserve your questions. Whenever you feel like now you're ready to actually solve them, go solve them. But by saying that, I'm not saying that like it's okay to just reserve questions for some time and come back later to solve them. It's always advisable to reserve a question and solve it at that specific time.